I'm very excited to welcome to the Sydney studio Dr. Mohammed Shakir from Archer Exploration. Mohammed, thanks for your time today.
No problem, my pleasure.
So I understand that Archer Exploration is going through an incredibly transformative time, exciting things happening. Can you please tell us about the company, what's going on today?
No problem. So Archer Exploration has a legacy of 10 years of explorations, founded in 2007 and listed. Today, though, we're moving in a somewhat different direction, but a direction that follows on naturally from exploration and development, and that is of advanced materials and technology. So Archer is in a unique position now to offer shareholders an opportunity to be exposed to really innovative technologies like quantum computing and the advanced materials that underpin them, because we're only one of a few companies in Australia and even listed on the ASX that offer that kind of opportunity.
So we're going to have to begin with you telling us what are advanced materials and what is this quantum technology?
Oh, okay. So advanced materials, they have a specific function that endows them to be used in the next generation of our technologies. And they are typically man-made, but do have a component where you can dig it out of the ground, as we say. But there's a lot of processing that takes place to get to a material that has a very unique function, which allows it to be used in very special technologies, like quantum technologies.
And you said you get these materials out of the ground, it's a bit of processing. Can you tell us about the applications? Why is quantum tech so exciting? What other applications are there for advanced materials?
As an example of advanced materials, you can take graphite out of the ground and you can process this to make graphene. And graphene is inherently a quantum material, and you can use that in quantum electronic devices. And these devices have the potential to impact sectors that rely on computational power and the next generation of technology like artificial intelligence or unmanned vehicles. So it's quite an exciting time. Advanced materials themselves have a broad spectrum of application. They're a platform to different technologies that penetrate markets that are growing and that are quite disruptive. We have markets that, for example, in human health, reliable energy and quantum technology. In human health, you have technologies that can impact the lives of millions of people. And similarly with reliable energy, for example, with batteries and the use of batteries in transportation now to really have an impact on reducing the pollutants in our air. So these are the kinds of things and technologies that advanced materials have the potential to change and disrupt.
Okay, so it's all very cutting edge stuff. Can you tell me a bit about the supply and demand, and are these things developed enough to the point where they can be commercialized? Is there a business case here?
Yeah, the materials life cycle is quite useful for us to look at that now. So the materials life cycle, I guess, starts very humbly with exploration and discovery and really making these materials, and it leads into the development and scale and integration of the advanced materials and technology. And this is the stage that we're at. The stage of the integration, development and scaling of these materials into technologies which can be commercialized.
So Mohammed, please tell me how Archer itself is going to position to take the big market share, to really profit off of all these emerging industries. I know that you're reluctant to share this, but you personally, as a PhD student, were involved in the production of the first graphene ever seen in the world.
Oh, it was a long time ago now, wasn't it? It was over 10 years ago. So I was, I guess, the first person in the world to find a way to directly synthesize graphene. And that was a paradigm shift in the field at that time. And we all know where graphene is today. So it was really nice. So we're in a very good position at Archer. We're well funded to execute on the advanced materials strategy moving forward. And in the past 2 or 3 quarters, we've delivered high performance outcomes. We've executed robust agreements with well-regarded institutes in Australia, and those have given us access to over $150 million worth of equipment, infrastructure, and people. It's that technical leadership. And we have access to that. We have in-house technical leadership that's able to steer in directions very quickly and maybe change direction quite quickly. And in that way, we look forward to growing our asset base through the acquisition of IP through licensing, and we're looking forward to working with the University of Sydney in acquiring the quantum technology IP license before Christmas.
So what is the overarching strategy to develop your way to profitability?
So essentially we have three themes in Archer, and we build those themes through three methods to reach our revenue. So essentially we have partnerships and acquisitions, we have value add development, and also commercialization. So we've essentially ticked a lot of those boxes in the last 9 months in, for example, our collaboration agreements with the University of Adelaide and the University of New South Wales. We also put in place collaboration agreements with Flexigraph, which is an Australian company dealing with different kinds of advanced materials in their coolant systems for batteries and vehicles and computers. So these are the kinds of agreements that we have in place that we've been able to execute and exercise. So moving forward, we're really excited about the prospects of developing this IP and the IP that's to come from our different collaborations.
So Mohammed, finally, what is the big take-home message for investors of Archer at this time?
Well, first and foremost, my job at Archer is to lead Archer to revenue. And we see materials as an end-to-end solution to some of the biggest and global challenges in the world. Materials form the tangible physical basis of all technology on the planet. So moving forward, with the materials that we have at hand, I think we can positively contribute to many, many lives around the world by the development of this technology.
That's great. Well, Mohammed, it's really interesting stuff. I'm sure we have lots more to learn, but we're excited to follow Archer along the ride.
Yeah, well, I'm glad to have you on board.